What is up, you guys? This is the Fallout What If here, and today I'm going to be doing a what if. That is, what if Deku was the Galavantian Knight? Part 2. Now, I know that you guys like it. Now, give me a second here. Sheesh. Okay. So, anyway, I just watched the whole freaking thing. Now I know what's going to happen. Mostly Deku is going to be going to school. And Bakugo doesn't put his fate on the thing. Pretty much, he sees Todoroki and Kirishima. He's like, hey, you guys. And Kirishima is like, hey, how you doing today? And, them just, talking with each other and all. Because, Deku, I wasn't going to say Naruto, basically, he's much more talkative. He's much more firm. He's much more confident in himself. And that's what he needs right now. That's what he is. And he's wondering what was All Might going to talk to him about, because All Might is the #1 hero. What does he have to do, or why is he going to talk to the #1? Basically, why is he going to talk to Izuku, the #1 hero in his world? Or technically, back then used to be the #1 hero. But anyway, Deku is just talking with his friends. And Momo told him something about, how do I say it? She'll pay him back for let's just say, something that he bought her. It was like a little stuffed bear. And she was like, thank you for the bear, Izuku. If you need help, we're here for you. And Deku is going to be like, thank you. I kind of needed that today. Basically, right now, he's just, all talkative, all flirty. But since you guys wanted Mai, or whatever you want to call her, basically, since you want her to be, Deku's, one true love, well, that's what you're going to get. Deku, Mai is going to be in here. And let's see, Mineta's not going to be here anymore. And, no. She's going to be in the other, facility, because she doesn't want to be a hero by technicality. She just wants to be, somebody who can invent a lot of things. And because of Deku and his, the knowledge that he has in, his world, basically a lot of weird things she's made. She's made grappling hooks that come from the gloves. Let's see. She actually made something for people to walk on water and on like the walls and stuff, like wall running and all that stuff. Basically, she's made that. Let's see. Oh yes. Not only that, Deku asked her to make him a costume. Or to help him out with the costume. Why? Well, Deku does have the ability to summon his costume or whatever he has with his abilities, but it takes energy out of him. So he wants to preserve all the energy he has. He's actually been training for the past 2 weeks. If I did not mention that, then yeah, he's trained himself for the past 2 weeks, talking to freaking other people. And learning how to control it. Not only that, he talks to the dead. And he brought a bunch of flowers one day for his dead comrades, since no matter what, these people fought for him and they died for him in the very end. The least he can do every year is at least show that their memories will still live on in his heart. To the day he dies, until the day he shows the story of the true Galavantian Knight. Now, what's going to happen is this. Deku talks, basically Aizawa does his whole thing. Ida never shuts up. Mostly, Deku and the other ones are going inside the freaking, thing, or whatever. But freaking, Kirishima is like, wow, you're so freaking manly. And oh my gosh, these abs. Oh, the abs. His biceps look very manly. It's so he's just so he's Kirishima right now. I don't know how to explain it. Kirishima's Kirishima. There we go. That's it. Perfect. 10 out of 10. But anyway, oh sheesh. Got it. Now, Deku tells basically Mineta not to peep in the other girls' rooms, and Mineta says, "Why not?" And Deku says, "Bakugo, I don't want to deal with this today. Please, technically, he was going to do it, if not me. I gave you the easy way out. You didn't take it. So, yeah, pretty much this is going to happen to you." And Bakugo starts to have fun with him. Bakugo explodes him for a little bit, and pretty much that's it. He explodes him, and freaking Shoto just iced him up because, well, basically, Bakugo does still use his explosions for attacking. That's still his thing, and that will always be his thing. Bakugo is always the terrorist mode. Or, yeah, he's basically a terrorist. Now, anyway, Bakugo and, well, not Bakugo, Deku and the others basically go home, or go to the quirk apprehension test, and Shota Aizawa basically talk to the students and says, "All right, you little pieces of crap. Here's what's going to happen. First of all, you're going to have to get get first place, and if you get first place, that's good for you. If you get last place, you're basically not going to be in school anymore. That includes you, Mineta, and you too. What is your name? Oh yeah, I'm sorry. My name is Izuku." As I was like, "Wait, what were you going to say?" And Deku was like, "My name is Izuku." And freaking Aizawa says, No. You weren't going to say that. I know you said Izuku, but you said another name. And why did you say that instead of your real name? And Deku says, long story short, I always forget my name at times. So this name is much more easier because I always forget. I'm so sorry." And he's all like, whatever, kid. Just don't do it again. And basically, nobody knows about his Galavantian life back at another universe, except for possibly Bakugo and Kirishima and possibly Shoto. Or Todoroki, I mean. Why? Well, because Deku just talks to them about stuff like this. He basically talks to the others about this, or he talks to at least the three of them about this because he doesn't know who to tell. And it's like, he can't just keep it secret. It's like, that's his thing. He's the Galavantian Knight. That's like oil not mixing in with fire. They go perfectly together. Now, they go together perfectly. Now, Deku is basically on to throw it, and he shoots it with hellfire. The fire around the ball is cold, so he's shooting it all the way up into the freaking air. And that means that, yeah, pretty much, Deku got it. Oh, sheesh. Deku got infinity because it went to outer space after that. And let's see. So Deku, basically, he got second, besides Ida in the race, and basically first place since he's floating up with fire itself, and just keeps doing it. So pretty much that's it. Now, Deku went and, well, basically, it's the Heroes versus Villains exam. Hold on. Heroes versus Villains exam. There we go. It's basically the same people, except for, basically, Bakugo isn't going to get the crap kicked out of him in this one. No. I decided not to do that. That is going to be, he is going to be good Bakugo today. Not bad one, I'm sorry, guys. But anyway, Bakugo and basically Deku and Bakugo, basically say, may the best man win. And Bakugo says, yeah, I know. Well, I might win. And Deku says, yeah, sure. And Bakugo says, shut up. And they basically do their thing. Now, Bakugo makes a plan, while Deku has to just wait for a while. And let's see. Bakugo himself, he's just basically making a plan with Ida. And Deku is just marching in, summoning the dead. Now, freaking All Might is kind of suspicious because, wait a minute. 2 quirks at one time? Wait a minute, he has Hellfire? And he can also summon a horse. Okay, this is god dang suspicious. So, everybody, well, basically Deku and the others are charging in, and Bakugo sees that he summoned the skeleton troops, and he's like, ah, crap! Explode them! Ida, take the bomb! Run! And freaking Ida's like, wait a minute, why are you telling me to run? He summoned the Bone Men! And freaking Ida's like, what's the Bone Men? And freaking Ida sees this and he's like, oh crap, what the freak? And basically he charges at them and basically does a reciprocal burst, kicking them. And the funny thing is about that, freaking Ida smashed their bones, but then the bones just piled up onto another skeleton. And Ida did the same thing, and one more time, until he found out that there was this mega bone man. And even though he broke its leg off, it just turned into another bone man, its own bone man out of the whole leg. And not only that, the bone man itself that was already broken, yeah, basically it repaired its leg by sacrificing a bone man to just put the leg in there. So yeah, basically it's the kind of bone men that that will survive no matter what. Kind of like the little the little Larrys from Clash of Clans or Clash Royale, those kinds of bone men. So anyway, Deku is just charging in there. Bakugo does explosions, and freaking Izuku just grabs the fire out of it, grabs the fire, and somewhat does a weird fire bending thing, where he throws the fire back at freaking Bakugo. Bakugo gets a little frightened, and he basically dodges out of the way. After that, they're shooting fire, but the thing is, Bakugo is losing because Bakugo is sweating a whole lot. Now, it's not how, like, Last of Us did it, where he just stole his fire, because, I mean, yeah, that's just too evil. That's a little too evil for me. No. Basically, Bakugo is shooting fire, but Deku is reversing the fire, because he can control fire itself. He does have the power to, he has fire kinesis, but he also has hellfire at the same time. Hellish fire kinesis thingamabobber. There we go. New power up right there, people. Well, basically, the Bone Men are fighting Ida. Ida's basically almost dying. The Bone Men are made to not destroy humans itself all the time, but it's just made to stop them. Because, basically, Deku knows that that's not going to... Deku doesn't want them to be dead. So, what happens is Deku grabs his sword and does a fire slash, and Bakugo shoots out his other fire thing, and after that, Deku just freaking tells Ochako, now. And basically, Ochako, out of the woodwork that was there, but since Bakugo doesn't pay attention to her, and mostly on Deku, yeah, pretty much they forgot the whole fact of the matter is that Deku and the Bone Men and Ochako make 3, Bakugo and Ida make 2, and basically Ochako got in for the kill and got the bomb. Bakugo gets mad, but he's all like, yeah, you won. Okay, fine. You win, I understand. That was actually pretty impressive, Izuku. And Deku's all like, "Aw, that's nice." And freaking Bakugo's like, "Okay, yeah, okay, quit with the mushy stuff right now." Because Bakugo is still Bakugo, but a little less Bakugo. If you guys catch my meaning. Now, what does happen is this. Deku wins, and Bakugo says, "Alright, so let's just go and do whatever the heck we were supposed to do." And basically wait for, let's see, let's say a week, because I don't know how long the freaking, USJR cap, the USJ, R happened. I really don't know. I just know that freaking Deku, well, basically, Deku, sheesh. I really don't remember, like, the whole thing, but I know that, basically, Shigaraki, freaking disintegrates the whole freaking, the freaking whatever thing it was. Basically, all the students panic, but Deku just yells as loud as he can with fire shooting out, and basically everybody stops, and Deku says, hold on, you guys. As much as I want to, say panic and run as fast as I can, you guys should know that we are also people with, we are also supposed to be people that are going to be heroes one day, you know that? So why are you guys running? I'm basically having to, I basically grabbed Ochako and made sure that she didn't get trampled on, because, let's just say this in, Ochako's cute little way, basically she was eating and she almost dropped her food. She grabbed her food but was about to get hurt. Deku just picked her up in the air, and now everybody's like trampling on Deku in a bit. So Deku just lets out a bit of bloodlust, or his own kind of bloodlust. And yeah, pretty much Izuku and him, or Izuku just let out some bloodlust, because it's kind of he kind of remembered the whole freaking All For One and his army just attacking him and trampling him. Basically, Deku kind of got mad for a minute, but then he smiled again. It's like, yeah, I'm so sorry, you guys. Please don't get mad at me and all that stuff. And they're like, okay, so yeah, he has a point. So Deku is still the student. Well, he's president now. And Momo was kind of happy for this, because Deku is a jollier person, and he knows how to deal with people much more easily. With besides, her skills suck when it comes to talking to people, or at least poor people, in her case. After that, Deku and basically we're going to go to the freaking USJ arc. Now, what does happen into this? Freaking Froppy talks to Deku, and Deku is pretty much talking with the rest of them and all this stuff about how his quirk is very weird. He doesn't know why, but he's kind of lying. Like I said, Bakugo, Kirishima, and Shoto, basically Todoroki knows. And yeah, pretty much that's all the people as far as I want to give out right now. So Deku explains that basically he doesn't know why, but hey, it doesn't matter to him. He thinks that's kind of cool. Everybody agrees it is actually cool in his eyes. So basically, Deku and the others go inside, and this is when the fun begins. Deku sees everybody, and everybody sees Deku. And they are all charging at him, because here's the thing. Let's say that some of the All For Ones do know that there's other All For Ones, and they know that there's specific people in the world that they know is it's their rival. So say if All Might just went into Deku's, well, basically where his place, where his kingdom and his castle, basically they would know who All Might is. Sheesh. And they will know that, well, basically All For One in that universe would know who All Might is and try to kill him as fast as they can, because it's the arch enemy of or it's basically the same it's the arch enemy of the All For Ones. Give me a second here. Now anyway, where was I at? Oh yes, basically, some of the All for Ones know the enemies of their counterparts in each universe. Basically, Deku is now having to go and fight the other people. Deku summoning his Bone Army, which isn't the Soul Army that he has. He has two different armies: a Soul Army and a Bone Army. The Bone Army knows a lot more about fighting and unity, while the Soul Army knows more about never giving up and can't die easily. Cannot die very easily at all. Not one bit. Not one of them. So basically, Deku summons his Bone Army because he has he has enough energy for that kind of ability. So Deku and the other Deku and his Bone Army are charging. Basically charging at freaking Shigaraki's League of Villains. And Deku grabs his sword, starts running as fast as he can, and basically gets on top of Charlotte, or is riding Charlotte, and basically is fighting the other people. So Deku basically see that everybody is attacking, or basically the one person or the two people that are organizing this whole unity, or the whole fight, is Shigaraki and basically the teleportation dude, since he knows about, or he's heard of Shigaraki's name already. They say, boss, what are you talking, what are you trying to say? And since Deku has super good hearing, he could also hear the guy say, yeah, don't talk to Mr. Shigaraki that way, otherwise he's gonna get ya. Or something like that. But this is when Deku's like, okay, so his name is Shigaraki. Who's the purple dude? He must be important, because looking at him, he looks like somebody who can kill us, besides these clowns. And his Bone Army is fighting for them, or fighting for him. This is when Deku was like, alright, let's go, Charlotte. And the horse neighs, and then he's charging at them. Bakugo and Kirishima and freaking Todoroki are on the case right now, spreading out, and basically before anybody else besides those four, Todoroki, Bakugo, and Kirishima. Okay, those are the only ones. Besides all the other ones, yeah, basically the Class 1A, the rest of Class 1A gets teleported. Deku sees this and he's like, oh crap! And basically tries to turn back, but then a lot of the villains are already in the or everybody's in the middle, and Deku is just swinging, summoning Hellfire, and then combining it with his horse, and then he has himself a Flaming Stallion. Now the Flaming Stallion is basically Charlotte with fire powers now, and basically it's shooting fire out everywhere. Deku was like, don't worry you guys, I'll go help you out. And basically is going and charging towards them. This is when the villains are stopping him, and Deku has to keep fighting them. Now, Deku is not going to kill them because he knows that the heroes in his world cannot literally kill, because that is technically bad. But Deku knows one thing. He'd rather save the people that he knows, the people that are innocent, than those that are going to keep getting in his way and knowing that they're going to do bad. So Deku just gets out of that headspace and basically slashes them. He doesn't kill them, but he just wounds them, pretty much. And basically Deku is charging and charging and charging. First off, he helps out Momo and Jiro by attacking and fighting off the rest of the people, shooting hellfire at them. Not only that, throwing out 4 clouds of freaking fire itself, and then grabbing his hands, opening it up so that way all of his fingers don't touch, and basically slams it down onto the floor. And then after that, fire rain, basically rain that's made out of actual fire itself, is basically dropping down and attacking the villains. Now this is when Deku charges at them and slashes them. This is when Jiro and Momo basically start defending themselves, including Kaminari, although Kaminari is still Kaminari, and he's going to be a dead Pikachu. So this is when Deku goes around and helps out Ojiro and the rest of the freaking Class 1A little by little, while the Bone People are basically fighting them. And the Bone People are not dead because basically, yeah, Deku knows what to do. But this is when the Nomu steps in. And because Shigaraki's like, oh man, they already at least half of the freaking villain, or the half of the deadweight villains already done. Sheesh, the Nomu has to come back. Nomu, kill the kids. It's so funny to say that. It's funny. I like it. It's kind of cute. But anyway, Fudge! Deku! His name is Deku. Okay, Deku is charging towards basically charging towards freaking Shigaraki, because Shigaraki keeps making the calls. So Deku thought, hey, might as well just take him out first. And basically, this is when the Nomu hits him. And basically, Deku is flying, but then gets in center of balance. Well, this is when the Nomu charges at him again. But Deku, seeing this, basically going around him and slashing him in his back. This is when the Nomu feels it. And basically, he is actually punched again. Now, this is when Deku stops himself. But this is when he summons a wall of hellfire, stopping the Nomu. And the Nomu just punches through the freaking fire. And Deku's like, no freaking way. While that happens, Deku gets punched up into the air. And this is when Bakugo and Todoroki go and help out. But basically, basically Kurogiri and Shigaraki are stopping them. And Shigaraki is stopping freaking Todoroki. Kurogiri is stopping freaking Bakugo. So Deku just gets up in the air. And basically, they're both fighting. Now, Deku is getting hit while the Nomu is getting slashed. But the fact of the matter is, the Nomu is already used to being slashed. So Deku keeps slashing at him. But this is when the Nomu basically knows that the sword is breaking. And the sword does break, and eventually Deku gets punched again. Now, Deku gets punched and punched in the gut. After that, his armor is technically breaking and breaking and breaking. He doesn't have enough ability or enough energy and the ability to actually make another one. So this is when he gets punched again. But he's set flying this time. Now, this is when Deku's like, why? Ah, crap. I'm going to die again? I still need to help out the others. Ah, man, I need to kill all for one. Ah, sheesh. Well, maybe I'll get stronger in my next life. Hellfire was a cool move. And basically after that, somebody stops him. And it's not All For One. All Might. It's actually one of the dead souls in his past. And they says, Brock, come on now. I thought you were stronger than this. And this is when Deku's all like, wait. Darius? Wait, hold on. What are you doing here? And basically, give me a second here. Basically, there's two people that he's known most of his life, and one's name is Darius. Darius, and basically Kito. His name is Kito. I don't know how to say it, but I know it's Kito. And then he spouts out different names, or like Jaquil and Siegfried. Siegfried, which is actually a common, which actually is kind of cool to say. But, you know, just saying different names. And they're all talking to him and saying that he doesn't have to die just yet. He doesn't need to die. And they like the slogan that he's made for himself. And basically it goes like this. Who is the one that is made out of light? The one who has protected us day and night. The one who we're going to help win the fight. We choose you, Galavantian Knight. And Deku just feels this hidden energy around him. And basically, his soul is going out of control. And then after that, Deku grabs his arm and says, "You're right. I should have fought. I should have stayed with you guys. I should have kept going. But there's no need to dwell on the past. Because right now this is my present. And now I need to protect its future." And Deku just grabs his arm and pulls out a sword. Which is known as, pretty much, I don't know what to name it, to be honest. But I could call it one thing that I remembered back then. Jezebel. It's one of the most craziest things ever. But Jezebel was one of the people who taught him about traveling. How far he can go and how everything would be if he just believed in himself. He knows that Jezebel was a kind person. She was a maiden, of all things. And she was a swordsman. But he's just calling it that because the whole reason being, Deku just knows how to fight. And it's his sword, and he's already forgotten about it a long time ago. He might as well just use it once again. All of his armor is gone. He doesn't look like this. Well, yeah, his whole body does, but it's like his body looks a little more muscular and taller. So Deku just charged at him, and all of the knights in his squadron basically was called boost everybody in his party. And that being mostly right now, Todoroki, Kirishima, Jiro, and Momo, Ashito, Frappi, Kaminari, Bakugo, and that's it. Shinso and Mai are still in different classrooms because they weren't actually strong enough to actually, do it. But at least Shinso is in Class 1B instead of Class 3C, or I forgot which one. So Deku, basically, for some reason, they go to them because since they know who they are, or basically since his old crew knows his now new crew, basically they are fusing some of their attributes with them, so they're much more tougher, faster, meaner, and basically, it's going to only work for a couple of at least a good 5 minutes. But Deku's ability is now changed. But he's now running as fast as he can to freaking, to the freaking Nomu. The Nomu tries to punch him, but Deku slashed his whole freaking arm off, or he chopped it off. And Deku just, puts the sword in the ground, and after that, just, lunges himself, kicking, the Nomu in the chin. The Nomu's being pushed back. Deku just somewhat does a super spin, just takes out the sword and does a lot of spinning, and basically slashes his other arm. After that, putting the sword down on the ground and pushing fire, which a whole hand, a fire hand, basically as big as the Nomu, grabs him and flings him to the other side of the building. While that's happening, the Nomu's, While that's happening, the Nomu is, being, basically regenerating. But Deku grabs his blade, Deku grabs his blade and cuts off half of his body. And then after that, the sword itself is glowing more and more and more. And after that, once he stabbed the freaking Nomu in the chest, the sword and the light basically shined everywhere, and it basically is known as Time Cracker. And while he stabbed him, time itself flew much more differently. It flew for eons and millions and billions of years into the future, basically changing the course in time, and then showing it all at once, giving him all the damage of the world. And that's when the Nomu is basically on the ground, unable to regenerate for a long, long time. Until a million years have passed, or until the Nomu gets strong enough to actually somewhat upgrade his regeneration, the Nomu would be there paralyzed forever, till the day it dies, or till the day it's killed. After that, Deku just charged, grabbing his horse, and saying, "Alright, Charlotte, let's go." And basically, it's charging at the whole, everybody. And, how do I say it? You know, all the people who fused with the souls of the knights are basically fighting back even harder. Shigaraki and Kurogiri have to, retreat. And all the other villains basically got knocked out. Deku says, "Alright, you guys, we won. We are the winners today. We are the ones who will fight to the bitter end. We shall not give up, no matter what the cost may be. We will fight to protect the world once more." And this is when Deku passes out. Now, this has been a long time ago. Well, it's been a very long time since Deku used basic, hold on, give me a second here. Oh, jeez. Jezebel. And Deku, tells them that he doesn't have to worry anymore. Hold on. Jezebel. Basically, Deku says, "Don't worry. I'm basically alright." Mina and hold on. Yeah, Mina is Ashido. Mina and Froppy basically are hugging him because Deku likes to be hugged a lot. Deku forgot that the sword was still out, and Deku just reattached it to his arm, turning into an arm again. So, this is when Deku's like, "So, what happened to me?" And this is when Deku, hold on. This is when, basically, Bakugo says, "Yeah, pretty much we don't know what happened. We became super strong," or something like that. Deku was like, "You too, huh? That's kind of weird." And Deku just says, "But don't worry, you guys. Today we won, and that's all that matters. Nobody got truly hurt, besides Aizawa." Oh, sheesh, hold on here. Grabbing something from his satchel, because he always has something, at least. And he says, "Well, I know this is not a lot, or this is not powerful, but this is a drink where basically it can heal up the body much more quickly. And yeah, don't tell him who you got it from. Just say a hero gave it to you, and this could help out with your body." So yeah, pretty much Deku is getting stronger. And basically after that, Deku is happy that everybody's okay. Deku goes back to sleep, and the next day they go partying. Partying hard. That's where I'm going to leave it off here, people. Now, after this, I gotta do the Rosario X Vampire series. And you don't know, Deku is going to be over there in Class 1A. Sheesh. Hold on here. Yeah, pretty much that's going to happen. Now, like, comment, and do subscribe to the channel here, people. This has been the Fallout Winifred here. Bye.